My English learning journey, past and future. Hello, everyone. I'm Annie. I started learning English years ago and faced many challenges. Today, I'll talk about where I began and what I plan next.
And I'm Altaf. I've been learning too, and I'll add my story, what helped me in the past, and how I want to grow in the future.
When I first started, I only knew a few words. I was afraid to speak because I thought I would make mistakes and people would not understand me.
I felt the same. At the beginning, I tried to memorize grammar rules without using the language. It was like learning the shape of a river without ever touching the water.
My first step was listening. I listened to English songs, and even if I didn't understand everything, the rhythm helped me remember words. I repeated short phrases out loud.
I used movies, but I began with subtitles in my own language. Then I switched to English subtitles. That change made me notice how people actually speak, not just what is written in books.
School gave me the basics, reading and writing. But real confidence came when I started talking with a friend who also wanted to practice. We made small conversations about daily life.
I joined a local language group online. Speaking with strangers was scary at first, but I realized everyone was learning, just like me. The mistakes became lessons, not failures.
Sometimes I felt stuck. I knew grammar but couldn't find words quickly. So I made a habit, one new word a day, and I used it in a sentence. Slowly my vocabulary grew.
I did something similar. I kept a notebook of phrases, not just isolated words. That helped me speak more naturally. Instead of saying, I go to market, I learned, I'm going to the market, and understood the flow.
Pronunciation was difficult. Certain sounds didn't exist in my first language. I recorded my voice and compared it with native speakers. That was uncomfortable, but it showed me what to improve.
For me, practicing with tongue twisters helped. It made my mouth move in new ways and improved clarity. I also shadowed speakers listening and repeating immediately after them.
Looking back, the turning point was when I used English to do something I cared about, writing a short story for a school project. Suddenly, English was not only a subject, it was a tool for expressing myself.
Yes. For me, teaching a small lesson in English to younger students forced me to organize my thoughts clearly. That boosted both my grammar and confidence.
Now for the future, I want to speak more fluently with less pause. I plan to practice daily conversations with more varied topics, not only familiar ones.
I aim to read longer stories and summarize them in my own words. That will help both comprehension and speaking. I also want to improve listening to different accents.
I will focus on thinking in English instead of translating in my head. That means describing what I see or feel silently in English during the day.
I will start recording short voice notes about my day in English, then listen and edit what I said. That will show patterns and help me correct myself.
I also want to learn idioms and expressions that native speakers use. They make language sound natural. I'll collect a few each week and use them in my conversations.
And I want to join discussion groups on topics I care about, like technology or travel, so I can talk about things beyond basic life situations.
We both agree that feedback is important. I will ask friends to gently correct me, and I'll try not to take mistakes personally.
I will also review my old recordings to see progress. not just focus on what is wrong now. That keeps motivation up.
One challenge ahead is time. Life is busy, but I will set small, regular goals: 10 minutes of speaking practice, a short article read, or a new phrase used.
I'll do the same. Consistency beats big but rare effort. Even 5 minutes every day adds up.
Another thing I plan is sharing what I learn. Teaching someone a new phrase or rule helps me remember it better.
That's true. When I explain something to others, I understand it more deeply. I'll try to help beginners in the community.
I also want to get comfortable with public speaking in English, starting with short updates, then longer explanations. That will help in interviews or presentations.
I'd like to write a personal journal in English. Writing about my life and goals will connect emotion with language, making it more memorable.
We both have long-term dreams. I'd love to travel and speak English confidently, making friends without feeling shy.
And I'd like to work on projects where English is the main medium, collaborating with people from different countries.
Looking back, the key lessons from my past are: practice regularly, use the language, accept mistakes, and find someone to speak with.
From my experience, learn phrases, listen actively, get feedback, and turn learning into action by teaching or using it in real tasks.
For the future, the plan is to think in English, expand topics, and share learning with others. I'll build habits that connect English to daily life.
I'll focus on summarizing, recording, and participating in discussions. My future self will thank me for small steps taken today.
Before we finish, I want to say learning English is a journey, not a race. Every day we improve a little, and those little improvements become big over time.
Exactly. There is no perfect moment to start. The best time is now. Keep moving forward and don't give up when it feels slow.
Thank you for watching.
Let's keep learning together. In this video, we learned about Annie's and Altaf's past struggles and strategies in learning English, listening, speaking with others, using real tasks, recording and reviewing, and building vocabulary and pronunciation. We also heard their future plans: thinking in English, summarizing stories, joining discussions, using idioms, journaling, teaching others, and setting consistent small goals. The main takeaways are: practice regularly, use the language in real contexts, get and accept feedback, and keep moving forward step by step.